Good morning, Dave here. Happy Monday, March, what is this? 18th, right? So, ready to kick off the new week and do a lot of fun things. Number one, help you learn and improve your English if you're learning English. Number two, lots of reading if you like to read. And number three, I don't know, whatever else you like doing. You got another great week ahead of you. So don't just let the days slide till Friday. Make the most of it. Make the most of every opportunity, right? So, something cool yesterday. I signed up for MentorBox. It's a program whereby you can get kind of like book summaries, but by the author themselves. So they talk about their books and teach you the most important lessons from their book by video. So that seems pretty cool. I just signed up for it last night, or actually this morning, because I went to bed pretty late. But I'll be taking a closer look at that during the day. And I'm still reading the one-page marketing plan. I didn't read as much as I wanted to yesterday. I did a couple of chapters, but it's just a lazy day, you know? So I took it easy, relaxed. I watched Going Out in Style with Morgan Freeman, and that was a funny movie. This old man who is losing his pension and he needs money, gathers a couple of his friends, and they rob a bank. So it's kind of a funny, humorous little story. So, as far as your English goes, if you're an English student, keep reading lots of English, listening to the audiobook versions, because that will help you learn and improve your English, right? So let's talk a little bit about the 5 things that you should be doing each day in your daily praxis, which are what I like to call my PLAN framework. PLAN standing meaning P for plan, L for learn, A for activate, N for network, and E for evaluate. So if you do these 5 things on a daily basis, you can improve your English rather quickly. And having worked with mavens over the past 20 years, mavens being those English students who actually achieve fluency, and a lot of students that I see, they start, stop, start, stop, and start, stop, and eventually reach the point where they get frustrated because they haven't achieved the level they want. And there's a lot of reasons for that. We can talk more about that in another video. But it's important that, you know, when you start off, you have a plan. And these tendencies and patterns that mavens have, oftentimes it's not even an explicit plan, something that they sit down to write. It's just an internal motivation about what they want to accomplish and why. And that's strong enough to carry them through to the end. Because what happens? A lot of times students want to learn English, they start studying, they get frustrated and give up, and there's a lot of reasons for that too. We can record a whole nother video about that, which we'll probably do so soon. But let's just stick to the topic of the 5 steps of your daily English praxis. So, a praxis being something that you do frequently, right? So if it's a daily praxis, you do it every day because it helps you build and develop positive habits. And I was reminded of this reading the book, The Atomic Habits. It was interesting, the importance of, atomic, because the atoms are the smallest part of the universe, yet atoms make up the building blocks, the molecules, and the structures of everything that exists around us. So the idea is that by building the atomic habits, small habits that build up the life that you want. So as you develop, a lot of times it's not even that things are good or bad, habits are good or bad, it's the objective and how they're fitting into your strategy. For example, English students, they think, oh, I gotta study English, so if I'm watching TV, it's bad. I've got to stop the habit of watching TV, it's bad, and I've got to start the habit of studying. But depending on your strategy, watching movies can be a part of your strategy. You can actually use movies to practice and develop your English skills. So it can be a good thing, just depending on how you look at it, depending on your point of view, your perspective. So developing these positive habits. So within the framework of planning, what's involved there? First of all, you need to take a level test to know where you're currently at, what your level is in English, because at each level you're going to face specific challenges, specific problems, and by knowing where you're at, you know what you need to do to overcome those challenges and problems. Not you necessarily, but like someone who's been there, a friend, someone who's already learned English, a teacher, a tutor. Like I said, I've worked with English students for the past 20 years, so a lot of these tendencies and problems are really common. You think a lot of times, oh, I'm the only one going through this, and you're not. Like hundreds and thousands of other people have gone through the exact same situation. So you have your plan. You make your plan by knowing what your current level is, challenges that you're going to face, problems you're going to overcome, and how you're going to do that to get to the next level. So once you reach the next level, that's kind of your goal. Okay, I'm at level A1 and I want to reach level A2, or I'm at level B2 and I want to reach C1. And then you can focus on those challenges, because sometimes, learning English is a big goal. So you study English for 6 months, a year, and you're like, I'm not really learning anything. So it's important that you understand where you're at and where you're going and how you're going to get there, because once you take that level test and you set your goals and objectives and you know where you're going, then it becomes a lot easier for you to accomplish that. Specifically by, take the action steps that you're going to take, what you're going to study, how you're going to study. Are you going to study in an online course, in a regular school with a private tutor, using material online? Are you a self-taught student? There are other things to consider, for example, like the material that you have available that you've already bought in the past, books and courses that you probably already have right in your house with you that you just set aside and forgotten about. There are the online courses that are available, websites, blogs, social networks that you can take advantage of. So I think it's really important that you consider all of these things. And I've actually got a goal clarification worksheet that will help you. There are 10 basic questions that you need to ask yourself so that you can set a good goal in English. And once you know where you're at, where you want to go, then you can create that plan of how you're going to reach that goal and develop those positive habits that you need to develop your English. And then once you've done that, so what are the other 4 steps? I'll talk about these more in depth in upcoming videos, because our video is getting kind of long here, but they're basically learning how you're going to learn, which we talked about, the different kinds of material and courses and resources and people that you have available. Then, of course, you need to activate that, because it's not enough just to study. it's also, you have to practice. It's like reading a book about playing the guitar doesn't mean you know how to play the guitar. You have to pick up the guitar and practice. So you have to practice your English, practice the skills that you're learning and developing, and so that way you improve and you actually use it. It's not just up here in your head, but you can actually speak and communicate. Then of course, developing your network, the N, networking, the people that you can practice with, other English students who speak your language, other English students from other countries, because when you speak with people from your country who speak your language, it's good in the beginning because they can help you explain things that you wouldn't normally understand by just listening in English. But once you reach the next level, you want to begin practicing with people who don't speak your language, because then that forces you to speak only in English. Because if you're talking with a friend who speaks your mother tongue, then it's easy. As soon as you don't know how to say something, you just revert to your mother tongue, and then you just continue talking without practicing your English. So it's important to have both of those kind of people in your network. Then of course, teachers and tutors, professionals who can help you. And then finally, last but not least, native speakers, right? Because that's kind of your own end goal, being able to communicate with people from other countries. Once you reach that point, your English is doing pretty good. And then finally, you wrap it all up with an evaluation, daily evaluation of your progress, how you're doing. Are you staying on target? Are you going to hit your goals if you keep doing this? Is there something you need to change, something you can improve? All of this is included. So we'll talk more about each of these steps in upcoming videos. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for today. But it was nice hanging out here with you. I hope you enjoyed it. So just as a quick review, the plain framework, the 5 steps: plan, learn, activate, network, evaluate. And we talked mostly about planning, which is where you take a level test, you know what your current English level is, you set your objectives, your targets, short, medium, mid, and long-term goals, and then you create an action plan to achieve that. So like I said, I've got the goal clarification worksheet somewhere. It's been a long time since I've taken a look at that and used that, but I'll see if I can scrounge that up and make it available again here online. I'll include a link below the video when I find that. So yeah, so I'll go ahead and wrap it up for today. Y'all have a good one. Nice chatting with you. Once again, happy Monday. Talk later. Bye-bye.